first year we went to Dragon Con, we had some people give us advice, which I think is awesome to know what you're getting yourself into. But one of the big things that was misconstrued to me was that initially when I was in Orlando, Dragon Con was seen as the builder con. Like if you had the most amazing cosplay and you wanted to compete, that was the con that you would bring your big builds to. But another individual told me that this is not a con to showboat your cosplays. So there was a lot of discrepancy on do you bring your big cosplays or do you not? And the first year, I only brought Amazon cosplays, like things that you could just buy and wear because I trusted this source that said it's not a big showboat con.
Right.
And that person was so wrong. Like, pack your fun cosplays, like, obviously, like, bubble wrap it, like, do whatever you gotta do, but bring some of your cool stuff because, like, my Leafeon, you wouldn't think would pack and travel well, but it did, and people loved it there. Like, they were mad over it. And, like, I know you brought Alistair from Hasbin Hotel, and that took a little bit of, like, figuring out how to pack it and bring it and
The
make
wig
sure
was a bitch, yeah. Ooh, I mean, the wig was a problem. Yeah, the wig was a problem.
You can swear. It's fine.
I
It's
guess
fine.
I
They'll
don't. I
bleep
always
it.
forget.
They'll bleep it. It's
I
fine.
always forget.
You'll say the wig is a big fish instead or something
Mm-hmm.
silly. But yeah, it's so hard to like pack your intricate cosplays, but I highly recommend bring your impressive stuff because people get so excited over it. And for us as now builders and like really diehard fans of cosplay and wearing outfits outside of Amazon, which there's nothing wrong with it, but for us, that's like half the excitement of the con is like geeking out with somebody over your outfit, their outfit, because it's so cool or screen accurate or unique. So, in my opinion, I highly think a lot of the reason why this con was so much better for me, Dragon Con this year, because I chose to bring big special cosplays. So I feel like I got a lot of the connecting with the fellow nerds over certain cosplays and builds.
Right. Now, do you feel like this year compared to last year that you saw more photographers and more media presence? Because I remember from last year that was something that we had both noticed in comparison to some of the other conventions that there didn't seem to be as big as a push for the media presence and for the social media stuff and
Mhm.
everything. Do you feel like because I feel like there was a lot more of that this year than there was last year. I feel like I
Hmm.
noticed way more photographers or whatever, but I don't know if that was just because we brought better cosplays and because we were stopped more for photos, or like do you think that was an actual thing, or am I just noticing it different because we got stopped more?
So I have a theory on that. It's because we were in the wrong place at the wrong time 80% of the time last year.
Okay.
So
Okay, so it was us that sucked. Okay,
I
great.
I think so a little bit because
Okay.
okay, hear me out. We did not know about the church that like I couldn't even describe to you where it is, but there is a shoot location that there's like a church further down and then there's like this pillar
It's like the big
spot.
archway thing at the
Yes, the
they
archway.
called it wasn't archway, gazebo.
The
It was
gazebo, that's what
like
they called it, which it's so not a gazebo.
no, like when I hear gazebo, I think like, oh, like you're grilling out in your backyard. Like this
Yes,
thing was like 80 or 90 feet tall of solid concrete with
concrete.
Roman pillars. Like it took a very experienced contracting company a considerable amount of time to build this thing.
Yeah, insert Fallout pictures here that we took. So the big reason why I feel like we didn't see photographers last year or last year and we saw them this year is because we had somebody who went, "Hey all photographers, we're meeting here for these photos." Met us all there and then we networked. So then we got to meet more of the photographers because we were in the right place at the right time. Where last year I was trying to ask a bunch of my cosplay friends that were posting that location. I was like, "Where is that? Where are all these photographers? What's going on?" And like no one got back to me, which I understand at a con you're busy, you're not going to check your phone, but I never got answers till this year. So,
I mean, and to defend them, I had the worst signal at Dragon Con. Like 80,000 people trying to use all of the internet in the same space at the same time was a bit laggy.
but I didn't.
Yeah.
So like I'll stand up for them a little bit, but it also felt like a little shady in my opinion. I felt like a lot of people were trying to like gatekeep certain things,
Hmm.
which
It's a
I
bit,
don't know.
which is kind of the antithesis of the cosplay community, which is so known to be so open and welcoming and educating. I mean, I have found in a lot of my own construction projects that all of the information is not only out there, but there's
Hmm.
people who are passionate about it that are willing to talk to you about it and walk you through stuff for free
Hmm.
just because they enjoy the thing just as much as you do.
Oh, for sure. Definitely in that sense. But I feel like once you're at the con, there's this like overarching, I don't want to use the word animosity. It's more like there's this vibe that like when someone's wearing the same outfit as you, it's negative. There's this feeling of like, oh, but if I'm not getting the attention from the photographers, like someone else will be. Like there's a little bit of like a competition aspect with it, and maybe that's just me. It could totally be me, but I definitely felt this year we happened to be in the right place at the right time, so we saw a lot more photographers. But I also will agree with you on what you said that like we were not wearing photographer worthy cosplays last year. We were wearing like Amazon attempts at cosplays. Like again, not saying that they don't count, but like I personally don't like wearing Amazon costumes at a cosplay convention. And one, I've been cosplaying since like 2015, 16. So to me it feels a little it's a little stunting for me personally because I've been in this industry for so long.
Yeah.
But for people that are just starting out, hell yeah, grab yourself an Amazon cosplay, wear it to the con. Like no one will judge you. I just personally would judge myself if
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you, when you're in it for that long, you want to advance forward. You don't want to be stagnant. So
Yeah.
last year when I only brought like Woody, I know I wore that. I wore like a Yandy like bunny hutch, like because they have a bunny hutch party, and I made it into like a ditto bunny, but like no one got it, and that's again a Yandy Halloween costume that I wore to a cosplay convention.
Yeah.
You know, so I just don't think I had the right. I think I was given bad advice.
It's
I was
okay.
given bad advice,
Yeah.
but that was like a big, like for me personally, what changed the con this year.